Hello, my name is Shae Schluter and I'm from Group 4. Our group did our speech over healthy eating habits and developing eating disorders while looking at the two side by side. We wanted to research the line between eating healthy and developing an eating disorder or having the wrong eating habits that you think are healthy but turn out not to be. Our problem is identifying healthy eating habits versus eating disorders and how eating habits can lead to eating disorders. The first term needed to be defined is an eating disorder. As defined by Merriam-Webster Dictionary, eating disorder is any of several psychological disorders like anorexia or bulimia, characterized by serious disturbances of eating behaviors. The next term is healthy eating, which was defined by breastcancer.org as meaning eating a variety of foods that give you the nutrients you need to maintain your health, feel good, and have energy. You can also see eating disorders abbreviated as ED. Our group's concept of the problem is that we think there is a thin line between eating healthy with healthy eating habits and developing an eating disorder. Over time, people who start out wanting to lose weight start eating differently, and what they think is healthier turns out not to be. In reality, most people are using too strict of diet plans. When they start losing weight, they want to lose more and more, causing the development of eating disorders. We are trying to solve our problem by distinguishing between eating healthy and having an actual eating disorder, and what to do to maintain or achieve a healthy change. Our goals are to let our viewers know how thin the line is between eating healthy and developing EDs, and to look at the signs of developing EDs and how to stop them. There are economic, political, social, and geographic examples that go along with having an ED. In our speech, we will show our viewers how to recognize signs of an eating disorder, if meeting the criteria can solve our problem or not, solutions to having an ED, such as intuitive eating, and programs that exist to help those who have an eating disorder.
Eating disorders, also known as ED, affect a small portion of the overall population, but the effects of an eating disorder can be devastating and can take a while for the person to recover. Eating disorders affect millions of men and women each year. According to the National Eating Disorder Association, 20 million women and 10 million men suffer from a clinically significant eating disorder at some time in their life, including anorexia, bulimia, binge eating, or EDNOS, E-D-N-O-S. It's only about 0.05% of the population, however. There are economic repercussions to this. For example, your healthcare costs can increase drastically. In a study by S.B. Austin, annual healthcare costs were $1,869 greater than individuals without it. Employment rates were also found to be lower. They may be lower among individuals with ED than those without ED. They reported losses in earnings associated with ED was greater in magnitude to the excess healthcare costs associated with the disease. Politically, the lines between eating when you're hungry and eating when you're not hungry have been completely blurred. In a blog called Science of Eating Disorders, author Oderah wrote about a study that's dated since 1970 in the case of bulimia. The delineation between eating and not eating has blurred and is often less tied to hunger. People eat for all kinds of reasons, which are not always linked to your biological need for food. People are bombarded by advertisements telling them what to eat, and sometimes people don't always eat when they're actually hungry. It can be out of boredom or it could be emotional. Arguably the most noticeable example is the social aspect. People are expected to look a certain way, especially with the media, and its effects can be extremely harmful. In an article on mirrormirror.org, they say that regardless of gender, young people want to look like the body images they see on television, in the movies, and in magazines. The television shows young children, teenagers, and adults are exposed to give society the idea of what beauty is, and the pressures of having that physique translate into eating disorders such as anorexia to achieve these results. Geography can also play a role. Countries such as the United States, England, Germany, Spain, etc. are all core countries on the world scale. Food in North America and Europe is mostly readily available, and people often take food for granted. Food is thrown in people's faces through the media such as television and radio ads. We see it on billboards, and it suffocates us when we walk in town and in the city with their bright signs and new food schemes to get more income. The environments people live in contribute as well to the prevalence and exposure to such things and can influence an eating disorder in someone's life. Eating disorders have created several effects. To the person experiencing the disorder, they can gain weight with bulimia, lose weight with anorexia. The person can also experience dizziness and confusion. The environment, psychological influences, and biology can also influence the prevalence of an eating disorder. Western culture and the media are a part of it, but they're not the entire story. Those are also fundamental causes of the problem. A small percentage of the population has these eating disorders, but steps can be taken to make people more aware and prevent the pain that can befall the people that are involved.